Well, yeah. Got back the other night or something. Going good to go, I guess, now. So, I don't know exactly what my plan is here, or if I even have a plan at all. But I figure I'll just, you know, collect all the stuff, some combat, and call that good there, right? Probably. Probably. You know what, I'm gonna head to the world map real quickly. Over here at the world map, I'm gonna go check and see if this thing is spawned in yet. And it's not spawned in yet, okay. And even though I've been gone for... how long have I been gone for? I've been gone for basically a full week at this point, so it should spawn in either today or tomorrow. Because, you know, that's kind of the way things go. Or, you know, day after that. We'll go back to the base, I guess. What are my resources looking like? My resources are fine. Collect all this stuff, I guess. I did do a little bit of stuff the other night. Bad, but I was tired and I didn't do much of it. So, yeah. Expect to be a little bit different, maybe. I don't know about that. What I want to build? I want to build more heavier tanks, I think. Okay. Where are they in here? It's been a bit since I've played this one. Called Rusty or something. Presumably. Yeah, let's go for the double dragoon again. Still need to see. These are not. Let's need to grab steel. Enough steel. 4 minutes on that. Okay, so now I'm gonna head and over and yes, fight this thing. This thing's a good thing to fight, right? Surely. So I'm gonna put I want the fence here. And then I've got a couple more slots to use, so I'll use this here. No, I'm just gonna go for the checker formation. Yeah. Just go for the checker formation. For the first time I'm fighting this in a while. Since I got back to the game. I gotta hope that I have enough power to die. It all depends on how many hits this thing tank before it dies. It's not looking great so far. Yeah, that was not looking so great. It's the arranged drill. Sound blast. I don't like the sound blast much. acid there. Let's see, what kind of damage do we got here? Crushing on the slam. Can't use the slam. Okay, we'll use this attack. 6 damage. I mean, I might as well use this attack and do 2 damage at least. That was kind of bad. Okay, the tank will die. I will use the drill. Hopefully survive. That fence up there is actually causing issues. Maybe I should just not bring the fences. The fences seem to be able to survive quite a bit, but then they can prevent me from getting up to the front lines. Well, it worked out anyways. And I did just kill that with down a unit. Just kill that being down a unit, so... Now maybe I could have done better. You know, a lot better. And I probably could have done quite a bit better. But... it is what it is. And that's alright. I'm just gonna wait around here for a second for this thing to finish. So I can upgrade it again. Upgrade the other one. Upgrade it again for 15 minutes. Look at my Navy. Anything in the Navy that I want to build? I guess I'll build another one. That's right. Will come in handy at some point, I hope. Or I imagine. Check out the ocean. We got the bosses out here, so I will do these battles. Today is supposed to be the day of server getting transferred to the V2 or something. So I can hope that the transfer. There's some people out there who hoping that, you know, they'll kill the bosses yesterday or today or something, and they'll get the. Wow, that was a rough one. I'm gonna retry this. I don't want to deal with that. Charge. There's some people who are hoping that server change will spawn all their bosses. Which, I mean, that's good for them, but you know, they'll do nothing as far as it's still been like 7 days since the last Ancient Sentinel. So my boss was guaranteed to respawn tomorrow. But I guess if the server change does respawn it today, or tomorrow or whatever, maybe it'll respawn. Wow, that was bad. It was bad as well. I'm just gonna go for it though. What is up with these crits, game? What are you doing? What is up with all these crits? I mean, I'll take the crits on my side, but you know. What is up with those crits, game? I'm not supposed to crit that often, right? Or am I just getting really unlucky? What is the crit rate on this thing? Gotta not be that bad, right? Crit versus sub 25%, but doesn't say this is everything else. Doesn't say crit versus everything else, so I don't know what's going on there. At least it didn't crit that time, which I can be grateful for. Let's see, that one is gonna... If I kill this one first, kill it in a way. So go again. This cannot attack, so leaves this thing. Now we can attack this and finish it off, right? Alright. 4 gears to recover the gears lost from losing the ironclad. Big. Alright, now how... of course I want to put these on the back row as always. Put that there, and go for that. Yeah, exactly. Okay, gas it. See if I lose everything. Okay, I did not lose everything. So it's good enough to continue. Alright, that tentacle up front is taking some damage, but that doesn't matter. Because it's fine. We'll survive. It's not about to give up on me. Well, unless it takes another hit like that. So it might be about to give up on me, but I'm going to choose to say that it isn't going to give up. So I'm not giving up on it yet. Alright, and... Okay, you know what we're going to do here? We're going to retry the entire battle. The poison is really bad, and I don't like having ships be poisoned. So I refuse. At least when it's reasonable to reset. And it was pretty reasonable to reset there. Because everything was still, you know, a couple hits from death at least. Okay, so that ironclad there is definitely gonna die. As it turns out. Definitely gonna die, okay. But I think I'll be... I mean, as long as the poison this time around doesn't do triple poison, double poison, or whatever. More specifically, as long as it doesn't poison high health ones. Those ones matter a bit. Low health one. Exactly. Exactly, they survived. Exactly. Now it's looking a bit grim here, perhaps. We've got full damage on the tentacles now. There goes the tentacle. Got the ironclad out here to do some more damage. there goes another tentacle. Now, these things are supposed to be good versus this thing. They don't take very many hits, do they? I mean, I guess they take more hits than the ironclads can, if the ironclads were taking direct hits, but you know. Tentacles need a buff. That's what I will say. I believe they need a buff. Like, you know, a couple hundred more HP or something. That would put them on a good level, in my opinion. It's not dead yet. Why is it not dead? It's not dead because it's got 100 health left. Alright, and victory. Victory, but same as always. Came at a price. Not too terrible of a price, but you know, high enough to cause some issue, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. And so, server will be reworked or whatever. They did say that that was today or tomorrow or whatever. So, it won't really matter for my Ancient Sentinel. Can't believe I went on a week vacation only to come back to no Ancient Sentinel spawns. I mean, yeah, that's not too unexpected considering my luck. But it's still annoying. It's still annoying enough. Want the trebs? Yeah, I do want the trebs, so put down the drills here and pretend like this is a good formation. Which it might be actually not bad, but you know. Never say that until it proves itself not bad. Guard or shield. That'll get you. I want to get rid of this guy, and the pistol guy will probably not be shooting. Taking a beating on the electric fences though. Maybe give him a zap. That's not very much damage. It's not much either. Here goes the fence. Could have expected such a thing. Basically no damage. Yeah. Painful. Painful. He's killed the garbage truck, but it's not gonna happen this turn. It's gonna happen at next turn. And then it might be fine. As long as it doesn't shoot at the sandworm drill. Oh, that went pretty badly. I did not play a good formation there. If I go back to using the nomads, I will be just fine though. Also because the nomads are absurd. But them being absurd does not mean the units are not something I want to be leveling up. do want to be leveling up the expenses and stuff. Look at that. Look at that. That thing is like one of the scariest Silver Wolf units, and it does nothing because the electric fence all but immune to piercing damage. Like, I think it's got one of the highest piercing resistances in the game, outside of like boss units. Boss units obviously have more piercing resistance, but taking 1/5 of the damage from all piercing attacks is quite nice. It was very tanky versus them, but you know, like, not, you know, they got plenty of like explosives and stuff that mess it up anyways. What am I trying to argue for here? I don't know. Go for some gold combat real. As the Navy is, like always, going to be incredibly slow and annoying. Ever rank units up in, if I want to rank units up in it. I kind of do, because, you know, make those naval bosses easier. Yeah, I can still do them without too much issue, but imagine if I could do them without losing anything. You know, that would be ideal, right? Probably be leveling the ironclads instead, but you know, that's I will pretend like, well, the M10s are just as good, if not better. I don't know. I mean, if there's ever a naval boss strike or something, I'm gonna want those M10s. And I'm gonna want R1s too, I guess, but you know. The M10s are the area clear units. You know, because they can hit the whole 9 tiles, 9 squares. Something like that. I will admit, though, as far as, like, grind goes, right, it is a little bit, slow, maybe boring, at this point, without the, story quests and stuff. But, you know, presumably, hopefully, maybe even, there will be introduction of PvP in the coming at least I think that it would be, no, maybe the SP bug from the beta test for the V2 server will be transferred over here to the real server. They transferred the server framework, and then I'll be able to farm a ludicrous amount of SP using that bug. Because, you know, presumably, that bug was, like, the way that bug worked, like, I actually looked at, like, bug reports and saw how it worked. Was there, so someone figured out how it worked, and I looked at their work, and I was like, huh, that makes sense. So basically what they figured out is that, so you see like this square back here, or this square back here, if I were to use this attack here again, on like the beta version, it would technically kill the dead unit, get there, and award its SP again, kill that unit and award its SP again. So if you had like, you know, multi-hit units, killed like these 3 mammoths, then you kept shooting this specific square pattern, you'd get, you know, mammoth SP from all the mammoths multiple times. It only works on the multi-shot units, apparently. So, that was something to keep in mind, but... You know, the Nomad is a multi-shot unit. So it was, you know, technically possible to achieve, you know, like 20-30,000 SP in a battle if you just sat and repeatedly spammed the AoE attacks on dead units to farm their SP. Of course, you would have to like win eventually, as some units can kill you, leave them alive for too long. But that's not too big of an issue. Units are durable enough, you can farm them for a while. And on stuff versus stuff like critters, there are these airplane units that can't even be hit. Exactly. You got unhittable frontline. Then your other units that you're farming the SP for, including the airplanes if you want them to get the SP, will have a nice easy time of spamming the AoE attacks over and over. At least that's how it was described to work. If it doesn't work like that, if it didn't work like that in reality, then I mean, obviously it's not going to work like that once the server rollover from, you know what I mean. It's not going to work like that once the servers are set up to be the actual server. Because, you know, the reason it was on the beta was to find bugs like that and fix them where they were implemented on the live game. Just too bad, right? Because I would have loved to have been able to SP farm without having to, you know... Because it would have been faster SP farming. Really fast SP farming. And it would have been nice because I would be able to, like, do... I don't know if it actually... I don't think it worked on the naval units, unfortunately, but... Still, it would have been nice to have all that extra SP. You want to be limited to like Bigfoot country or battles, because you could find the battle with a bunch of units that were high SP and then kill them, and then repeatedly kill them until you win and you get like, you know, 50,000 combined SP across all your units. Wrong attack. And to do this, entire back row, huh? Anyways, maybe I am talking too much about random junk. If I am, then then the video will do poorly or something. But I'm going to pretend like I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm going to pretend like it will be fine. Or maybe I'm going to pretend like I'm not going to pretend about anything. I'm just going to play the game a bit longer. Just going to play the game for a bit longer. Because it's been a while since I've, like, sat down or been able to, like, do any of these battles or play or whatever. And yeah, it's technically only been, like, a week. You know, a week out in the middle of nowhere, living out of a tent, cooking food on the campfire. Now that's a good week. That's a week that will change your perspective on things, maybe, or at the very least, you know, give you a reset, like a fresh perspective. I'm probably hyping this up too much. Probably hyping it up too much. But it's fun. If you know, then you know, and if you don't know, then I guess maybe you'll find out if you want to. As for me, I will continue doing things the way I want to. That's what life is about. I guess that's probably pretty reflected in videos or something, maybe? I don't know. Not like it really matters. Just videos after all. They are just videos after all. They're not my, I mean, I've done a lot of them actually. Quite a lot of them. Over the past, but in the end, of course, I'm only doing them because I want to do them. And I might have lost sight of that at some point. But I have sight of it now. That's what matters. It means that I am still doing them if I want to. Although I do want to, like, find another game to play in the interim, or, you know, between. Yes, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this game, but, you know, I don't really know if I want to stick to just this game or something. But I don't know about that. We'll find out how things go. Maybe I will, come ready about something. As tends to happen sometimes, you know? It would be cool if the Golden Construct boss or whatever could get re-battled and drop Golden Construct fragments. I know that came out of nowhere, but I just so happened to think of it. Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you're talking about one thing, think of another thing, and you're like, hey, that's a good idea. I should mention that, but that's what I did, I guess. Yeah, well, either way, I think once I finish up all the raider battles in the Outpost here, I could probably, I'll probably call it good. I don't wanna be doing too much of this in one day. So if I do too much in one day, then I'll probably get to the point where I'm feeling like I don't want to be playing the game. And I mean, that's not what I want to feel like, because I like the game, I want to be playing it, but if I point where I'm feeling like I don't want to be playing it, clearly something is very wrong. So that's the way I'm gonna look at things. If I end up feeling like I don't want to play it, then obviously I've probably done something wrong playing it. Now either that or, I don't know. If I knew these things, I'd be really wise and wonderful or something. But, as with most things in life, kind of, you know, walking around in the dark without a flashlight. You know, for the most part. What was I gonna do for this formation? I don't really like the sandworms, they're kind of annoying. Okay, we'll go for this and this. And I'll put down sandworm. No, I'll put down the trebuchets. And this'll if I can speak, then I shall speak. But I cannot speak, so I cannot speak. Funny how that works, isn't it? I'm gonna use all the EMPs on the sandworms on the sides. Should be 2 EMPs per sandworm. Take out each of them. As long as I don't hit the trebuchets with the acid, of course. Because that would be a devastating loss. Hit him with the poison. And though it's a sandworm, it's not immune. Oh, look at that. Get frost damage modifier stacked on the poison modifier, and it multiplied it by 0.5. Guess that's not unexpected. It's kind of the way the multipliers work. Well, I suppose there's only one more thing to do, and that's pretend like I'm gonna have abundant gears for a while, and continue the widget process. And with that, I will count up my population in Suburbans. I've got, 5 times 4, 20 of them. 20 times 4 is 80, so got roughly, something like a fourth of my population as Suburbans now. Got, however many of these there are, like a dozen, 10. That's like 10. Then I'll start decommissioning the duplexes for suburbanism. And then, once suburbanism has taken hold, there shall be no other housing. What am I saying? What am I doing? Anyways, I am ending this. Goodbye.